Hello and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship International Constructors. This is the first official race in this category, and at present it consists of 10 teams. We do have a couple of a driver down, and we do have a couple of resident sit-in drivers, which I'll go through in a bit more detail shortly. But this week we're taking a run around Suzuka. There is a mandatory pit stop where both tyres and fuel will be required. But it's certainly going to be interesting. So each team can be represented by 2 cars. In most cases they are all the same livery, which makes it a little bit easier. And wherever possible I have tried to acquire the relevant liveries in relation to that. Qualifying is just underway. Obviously with it being Suzuka, it is a difficult track, a very technical track. I will do a run round with one of the drivers as the racing gets underway and the qualifying gets underway. But other than that, what we'll do is we'll have a quick review of the teams and who's present within the teams. So first of all, representing the US of A, we have Jonathan Wood, Stefan Buckley, who are Team West Coast in the Lamborghinis. Now Jonathan is being replaced at the moment with the sit-in resident driver Carlo Van Brabant. So Carlo's sitting in for Jonathan as Jonathan is currently away. British team, we have Mark Christopher and Mark Rogers. And as with the other team, one of the... sorry, no, they're okay. I think they're both... are they both racing? No, Mark Rogers is being replaced by David Gerrard. So Mark Rogers can't make it at the moment, and they've got their backup driver, David Gerrard, racing. The Team France, we've got Eric Langlois and Thierry Ars. Thierry isn't racing, so their backup driver, Philippe Sauvage, is replacing for Team SRCC. We then have a hybrid team of the Danes and the Germans with Kai Schaefer and Kenneth Lincoln in the Bentley in Team HDD. And representing Sweden, we've got Lars Eklund and Andreas Pettersson in the McLaren, and their team is called Burning Moose. We also have another American team, Krista Hjort and Harrison Nolan. Harrison unfortunately is having PC problems and can't race today, so that Bentley's been going round with Krista by himself at the moment. Sorry, the Aston Martin they're in, and they're a Team USA. We have an all-German team, the Weibusch brothers, Uwe and Sven. They are the Crazy Brothers, and they are also in the McLarens. We have another hybrid team of South Africa and the United Kingdom, Tony Whitten and Mark Stevens, and they're Babalaz, and that's the Ferrari team. We have another UK team, Chris Bourne and Andy Skelton, going around in the Lexus, and they are Team GB. And finally, we have the admins team, representing Canada in the Aston Martin, Jeremy Arabas and Michelle Benchea as the Crazy Canucks team. So that pretty much sums up where we are in relation to the teams, who's doing what, and we're now into qualifying and the 16 minutes to go. And what we'll do is we'll jump on board with one of the drivers and we'll go through a lap and understand what this complex circuit's all about. Before we do that, just a couple of hellos to the streams for those who are watching. Hi Terry, hi Uwe, hi Big Natty as usual, hi Steve, hi John, and hi Daniel. I hope you really enjoy this. This is certainly a different string to our bow in relation to the eSeniors. Having an international team to represent you know, what we're doing, I think is really good, and you know, who knows where this is going to take us in the future. I'm just going to try and find a driver who's just going round the last lap, and that was Jeremy. So what we'll do is we'll sit on board with Jeremy. Jeremy, as it stands, is coming up to the first turn, named the first turn. This is turn 1 and 2, and this leads us into the left-hander, which is turn 3 and 4, followed by 5 and 6, which are known as the S-curve, and it's pretty explanatory as to the reason why. A very, very tricky section. This corner's key into getting power out on the next corner. The idea is to keep the power down as much as possible without drifting too far left. This takes us into the left-hander, which is turn 7 as the Dunlop curve. Again, get your power right in the right place, maximise your speed here. This takes us up to a little shimmy, if you like, a right-hander where you brake and cut the corner as the Degner curve. That's turn 8, and that takes us into turn 9, which is unnamed. We carry on, get your foot down, follow the right-hander into the very tight hairpin. This takes us into corner 10 and then corner 11, which is the hairpin itself. And then we end up with the long right-hander, get your full power down, lift left a little bit, and then get to the right for, this is corner 12, for corner 13, which is the start of Spoon Curve. A very technical corner. There's so many different ways you could take this. in relation to getting the best out of the corner. I think it's always interesting to see how much time can be lost in this corner versus how much time can be gained. That takes us into corner 14, and then we go on to the long straight right up until we go to 130R. So foot down, again ease off the power, take this corner not quite at full throttle, cut the corner a little bit as you can see there, get around the corner, that's 130R, and then go into the what's called the Casio triangle, aptly named because obviously if you look at the track from a view from above you can see the triangle. That's corner 16, 17 and 18, and that takes us into corner 19, which is the last curve, and then start and finish onto the straight again. So as I said, a very technical track. You can gain and lose so much time in one corner on this track. It's not surprising to see times fluctuate between drivers on this track, I think it's fair to say. Now I was going to say we're looking at a low 201 for the time. We can already see that based on the times we've already got a 2016 and a 2018. I do think a 2016 or a 2015 is going to claim pole here, and as I said, that Chris Bourne's just done a 201.4. So and in fact Lars has just preceded that by going a 201.431. So now you're talking a hundredth of a second between Lars and Chris, followed closely by David Gerrard and Mark Stevens. So there's 4 tenths between the top 4 as it stands. We've then got Krista with a 202 flat, Mark Christopher with a 202.1, Tony Whittam with a 202.6, Kai Schaefer with a 202.7, Jeremy Arabas with a 203.0, and Kenneth with a 203, and then the remaining drivers are in the 204s or still doing out laps. So certainly food for thought with these lap times. Very, very quick, you know, especially to get yourself ready for what is the first sort of race, if you like. We've got Maverick 410. Hi Maverick, I don't recognise the name, although the picture does look relatively familiar based on someone on Discord, but I could be wrong. If you can just let us know who you are, or at least I know who I'm referring to then in the stream itself. Okay, we're currently on board with Lars. From this, in fact, I'm going to jump on board with Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne is going quicker. He's half a second up. This will be the first. If he keeps this up, this will be the first sub 201 lap time I've seen on this track. This will put him into the 2-minute flats. He's lost a bit of time. Has he done it? Oh no, it was a spoiled lap. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, that's not the start-finish straight. I saw the track lines. He's going into this corner really well. He's still up. He's lost a bit into that corner. How's he going to do in the triangle? Good corner there. Good corner there. He's not going to break the 201, but he's certainly going faster. He's definitely going to get pole. It's going to be the 201.1 at this point, I reckon. Are we right? Is it a 201.1? It's a 201.1. So that is a lightning time, and he was on for a 200. So that goes to show it is possible. Hi Dave, so I recognise your name now, Dave Jones. We've got Nikos. Hi Nikos as usual. And hi Eric, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're all going to enjoy it and find it enthralling. If you'd hear me voice croak a little bit today, and my apologies, I've been on a video call all day and really not stopped yapping because that's what I was asked to do. So I have got liquid to try and hopefully keep myself lubricated in that department, but who knows where I'll end up by the end of this after an hour of talking and rabbiting on. Chris Bourne is going quicker again here. You can see one of the French Ferraris has just gone off track. Now he's only up ever so slightly. Now he's lost his time there, so I don't know whether it just put him off a little bit. We'll move across now to Carlo. So Carlo's best lap was a 202.9. He's currently 1.1 second up. So this is going to put him into the 201.8, which will put him either 4th or 5th as it stands. Let's see how he goes through the triangle. Is he going to get 4th or is he going to get 5th? I can't really tell from this perspective. 4th perhaps. Am I right? Is he going to make it? Yeah, he's just made 4th by 400ths of a second. So yeah, he really put the pressure on there. Hi Darren, welcome to the stream. Checking on to follow the PWS boys. Yeah, you've already got one of the guys currently in 3rd on the grid. And there's one other thing I'm going to say as well, is some of these skins are absolutely fabulous. There's been a lot of effort put into a lot of these skins. You can see there's one of the PWS ones. So there's a team of PWS. You just saw one of the Danish ones fly over the top then, over the bridge, which was quite good. You can see one of the Team America ones of Krista. Again, a very nice livery for an American setup. If we look at Chris Bourne's, you can see a proper Team GB. You can see two of the Ferraris in the pits there. And you can see one of the Canadian Crazy Canucks cars. At the top of the screen, you'll see the red, white and blue Lambo. That's the Americans team. I think Stefan Buckley is actually his car silver. So that's the only difference we're going to see. But there's some really nice, pleasant skins. There you go. There's the Danish car, which is being jointly driven between Kenneth Lingham and Kai Scheifer. Else in the stream. Andy Goddard, welcome to the stream. Yeah, John, Chris, great form. He's untouchable, isn't he? He just seems to get the faster and faster and faster all the way through, no matter what track it is. Just jump on board with Sven. Sven's on with his brother. They're both running black liveried McLarens with a green tint and a green tinge on them. He's currently 7/10 up here. He's lost a bit of time. This is a great little series. I think as this moves on, we'll end up with more drivers, bringing in more teams. And you know, I know Merch is looking to partner with someone. Merch is a great driver, would suit this setup really, really well. And as you can see, it's not easy to sometimes partner with your own country, so we are allowing hybrid teams in there. Hence, we've got a split team from South Africa and the UK, and a split team from Denmark and Germany as well. But who knows who will be racing next week? I think when this week goes and people see just how good and exciting it is, we'll end up with a lot more people racing next week, I think, or at least applying to race next week. Danish livery has topless goddess on the hood. So, I've got to find that, have I? So I'll go on board with Kai. I'll go into the pits. I'll see if I can zoom in. And we'll see if we can find this goddess, shall we? There you go. There's the goddess. And what a livery that is. Absolutely stunning livery there. Bit of toplish. I think we need a couple of little bit of stars on the screen there, don't we, to stop that. But yeah, it's as I say, it's absolutely fantastic that to see. Let me change the angle again now, because that's going to completely kill what I'm doing. The software I'm using doesn't really like you playing outside of it, so consequently that causes a few problems. But yeah, exceptional livery again, Nikos. Yeah, Andy Goddard saying, I'd love to do a team event, just cannot commit. I think I'm in the similar vein, Andy. You know, I do a lot of, obviously, eSeniors admin and race a couple of nights and stream. I've got away with racing last night, although that went disastrously wrong. And I've managed to squeeze in the stream for today. So I think I'll be running out of tickets, because I've only got, there's only 7 days in a week and I need 8. You know, that sort of thing. But I know I'm not the only one. We're all like that. We've all got lives. We've all got things to do. And I'm not going to say racing gets in the way, because everything else gets in the way of racing. I think it's fair to say. No one's going quick at the moment. Oh, Uwe's going quicker at the back. So Uwe's currently his best is a 206.7. He's a couple of tenths up. Yeah, Uwe's made a good point. He's setting his focus on the GT3s only. Preparing is too much otherwise. Yeah, I suppose if you're racing the same car, so if you're in a team event and you're racing the same car you're racing with, it only help matters. So obviously if you can't commit as well as Andy can't, it's going with the best opportunity you can. Right, now I am watching the timing charts, because there's a couple of drivers going pretty quick. I'm not going to give too much away. Oh my word, how the hell is all I'm going to say. Oh, that is such a shame. Just for reference, Chris Bourne was half a second up, which would have took him into the 2:00.6, and he lost it all. So, unbelievable performance from Mr. Bourne there. That goes to show a 2:00 is possible. This is going to be so exciting for Sunday's Group 1 race with these times in there. You know, we've not even got a couple of the races on the grid today. You know, you're talking your John Saunders who's in the stream, Pete Wolfslaner, and who knows what times people are going to be pushing in. So I think from that perspective, you've got a target. You really do need a 2:00 to get yourself anywhere that near the top of the grid, or at least a very low 2:01. Hi Derek, welcome to the stream. Okay, so Chris Bourne is going quicker, and I do believe this is going to be the first sub 2:01 lap. He's made more time up. Oh, he's lost a bit there. Is it enough? Oh, 2:00.9. He's just made it. So that is the first lap time under 2 minutes and 1 by 7,000th of a second. Just to reiterate, he was half a second up on that lap. In total, he lost nearly a second because he was 3/10 up towards the end of the lap as well. So he is going to be pushing potentially on the 1:59 door. Just let's think about that for a minute. 1:59. That is absolutely outstanding. If he puts that into the race, I think nobody should bother turning up on Sunday, because that is really scary. That is so quick. I'm just going to jump on board with Michelle. Michelle's currently 8/10 up. This will put him into the 2:02s if he can keep it going. Stefan's racing with Carlo Nikos. Carlo's sitting in for Jonathan Wood. So Carlo's like a backup driver. And David is also a backup driver. He's sitting in for Mark Rogers for the PWS team. And Philip Savage is sitting in for Thierry Ars. Thierry's not been able to race as well. So we've got a couple of backup drivers there. Michelle is still half a second up. This is not going to put him into the 2:02s. But he's likely to move up a place. If he'd have done a 2:02, he'd have moved up a couple of places there. Yeah, Ruve's just saying his personal best is a 2:03.5. He's still up here by 2/10, so he's lost time in that corner. He's still going to better himself, but he's not going to move up the leaderboard at all. So Michelle's going to sit in, what is 13th. Tony Whitten is currently going faster. If he can keep this up, this is going to put him into the 2:01s. But this is going to move him up, potentially, as it stands. Could put him into 5th or 6th, this. If he can keep this up. Let's see how he goes on through Triangle. He's lost a bit of time there. I think he's going for 7th here now, looking at this. He's lost a lot of time there coming out of that corner. He might not even make the 2:01s now. No, he's not going to make 2:01. He lost so much time coming out of that corner. Okay, David Gerard. He's the team at PWS Esports. He's currently 7/10 up. He, as it stands, is going to annihilate Chris Bourne. Just for reference. And when I mean annihilate, I mean annihilate. So when he's talking a 10th, I say that's annihilation. David Gerard has just put in a 2:00.879. We thought 2:00.993 was fast, and there's 1 minute left to go qualifying. What absolutely amazing times they are. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome, guys. These are so quick. Mark Christopher's going 6/10 up as we speak. Carlo's 2/10 up. Mark Christopher's coming towards the end of his lap. This is going to put him into the 2:01s. And that must have been a spoilt lap, because that hasn't registered anything there, so he must have gone off and gone wide. Carlo is still 2/10 up as it stands. We'll jump on board with Carlo. This could move him up one place. Now he's lost a bit of time in the hairpin there. Andy Gardard's just saying he asked the Wolf to back him up. He's not got back to you yet. And Carlo's lost all his time here. But Carlo's not going to progress any further. I think this is it in situ. We've got 20 seconds left to go in qualifying. Car 22's gone off, which is Mr. Savage. But wow, them lap times are absolutely amazing. Sunday's going to be fun. The speed some of the guys are putting in here, Sunday is going to be fun. as we found out so many times in races, it's all very well getting the lap in qualifying, but you've then got to do it in the race and keep going in the race. And as we've seen, some of these drivers are exceptional in the race. Some of these drivers do make mistakes. So let's just see how this goes on. That was an amazing lap. Okay, so I'll be back shortly. So quick rundown of the grid. I'll put the towel back on shortly. Dave Gerard got pole with a stunning time, followed closely by Chris Bourne. Then got Lars Eklund, Krista Hjort, Carlo van Brabant, Mark Stevens, Tony Whitten, Mark Christopher, Kai Schaefer, Andrea Pettersson, Jeremy Arabas, Kenneth Lingham, Michelle Benshea, Stefan Buckley, Sven Weibusch, Philip Savage, Eric Langlois, Andy Skelton and Uwe Weibusch. Hi Melvin, excuse me, hi Melvin, welcome to the stream. Wait for the green light and off we go. This is really going to be exciting and interesting with some of the times that these guys have just been bumping in. I was half expecting a low 201 if I'm being truthful, because I was watching them in pre-qualifying, and to see that time get banged in there was absolutely stunning. And then not one time but another time to beat it. Derek won't be far away, he's a sandbagger. Okay. There we go. Rolling up to get to the start. Let's see how exciting this start goes. I would say, are we going to get a runaway? But seeing these guys start and the way they've gone, I don't think we are. I just hope there's no massive pile up in corner one. And obviously people have got to consider the pit stop. And it's lights out and away we go. And Chris Bourne's made an absolutely fantastic start. Here we go into the first corner. All navigating it quite well. No issues at all. Even at the back, everything's going well. Just jumped to the front a little bit. A few places I've been traded. That grid looks fantastic. Look at that. All these cars battling round. So far so good. Stefan's managed to pass Jeremy on his way out. Krista has had a bit of a problem. It's showing Krista right down at the bottom. No. Sorry, my timing screen's gone all widdly wonky. So it was Uwe that's gone towards the back. So I'll jump to the front. There's battles going on all over quite early on. But as you can appreciate, your tyres have to be warm on this track. And it also takes a good lap or so to get them running, because going round Spoon puts heat in. But then you get the long straight, which takes all the heat away. So it's really important to get the heat in and then start pushing once the heat's in. Otherwise, some of these corners you will drift wide. It's like when you come out the pits, come through the S-curve, and before you know it, you could be in the sand, because your temptation's to drive exactly the same as you were before you entered the pits. And it's just a no-no. Jeremy was behind me yesterday, and I was like a ping pong ball, and I keep track of where I was on the track just because I had cold tyres. Eventually I got it sorted after the first half lap, but yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. So at the moment we're on board with Mark Christopher, who's making great gains on Mark Stevens there, but got a corner wrong going into that corner, and he's lost a bit of time. They're now coming down the straight, if you want to call it that, into the fast left-hander. And that'll take us into triangle, so we'll just jump forward to that and see how everyone gets through triangle. Fine, no problem there. You can see all the guys going well. jump back a little bit. Again, everyone's made it through without a problem. Further back. Yeah, everyone's still going through well. No issues. Great stuff. We managed to get everyone through. There is pressure coming from Carlo. And Carlo's putting pressure on Lars, but he's run out of track to be able to pass him. But really, we're now going to be looking at, let's look at Kenneth. Kenneth's putting pressure on his teammate, Kai. It looks like Kai's well and truly got that car nailed as well. He had a cracking race the other day as well, did Kai. Jeremy's putting pressure on Stefan. So as I said before, Stefan's car's all silver, as opposed to the red, white and blue, or red, silver and blue that Carlo's driving at the moment. So the tyres are starting to come into play now, and what you'll find is you can push it into corners more and just get around the corners. Uwe spun out at the back. He's getting himself going. I don't think he's touched the barrier there, although his car does look like it might be grazed a little bit at the front. We'll just jump back to the front of this track at the moment. Hi Robert, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. So currently on with these guys as they're coming into the hairpin. Again, a very tricky corner that. It's best if you go wide and take it narrow, but you'll see some taking it narrow and then coming wide. Andy Skelton's taken Sven further back. What's Danish or German for no team orders? No idea. Oh, someone's just gone wide there. Carlo's just gone a little bit wide. That's lost quite a bit of time, but he's managed to do that. Obviously into Spoon, where it's one of them, if you get the drive out, you'll actually get your time back. And as you can see, he's got a fantastic run here on Lars. Is he going to go for it? He's going up the inside. No, he's decided against it. I think that's one of them. Go in that corner together, and you're not going to come out the other side. Mark Christopher's going up the inside of Stevens. No, he's backed out as well. And we've got a pass going on, and we can see Kai has got past Andreas, and we can also see that Stefan has also passed him, and we've got Kenneth passed him. So you can see the two red Danish cars. Stefan's now putting pressure on. We've got Jeremy putting pressure on, and we've got Michelle putting pressure on. Mark Christopher is going for it. He's got the pass down the inside, and he's managed to make the pass stick on Mark Stevens. He's just got to get his braking point right, come around the corner, and get himself going to enter the SS curves. So another two good pieces of moving going on there. Really good stuff, that. Really, really good stuff. I'm going to sit on board with jump back to Jeremy. Jeremy is putting pressure on Stefan here. So as you can see, Stefan's in the Lamborghini, and he's currently behind Andreas, who had a bit of a problem into the, what was the, I think it was the 130R, where he had a bit of a problem and lost a bit of time and lost 2 places to the red Danish cars up front, beefy Bentleys of the Danishes. So let's see if Jeremy can make any progress. Carlo's going slow. It looks like he's gone off track. He's lost quite a bit of time to Lars there, over a second to Lars. So he's struggling a little bit. Kai's putting pressure on Tony. Let's have a look on how Kai's doing. So that's Tony Whitten, one of the hybrid teams, South Africa and the UK. He's racing with the other orange Ferrari that is just in front of him. These two red Bentleys look absolutely stunning together. It's like they're driving in formation. Absolutely brilliant, this. And Jeremy's still putting pressure on Stefan. In fact, he's getting very, very close. I'm keeping an eye on it. I don't know if Jeremy's going to go for the pass. No, he's just looks like he's backed out a little bit. So that gap's just increased a little bit now to give Stefan a bit of breathing space. But when I mean breathing space, I mean quick, take a deep breath and carry on again. Mark Christopher is putting pressure on Krista Hjort. So these are two Astons, and as you can see, the Team America of the Team America colours. And Krista's gone wide. He's going to get a cut for that. He will get a warning, and that means that Mark Krista's got it all to do again now. That gap has massively increased. So I'm not going to comment on penalties at this point, because I've not yet had it clarified from Jeremy how the penalties are going to work. There's been an incident. Let's see if we can find that incident out and see what's going on. We do have a car off track, so let's wait for this to reset itself. So this is Sven Weibusch. It looks like he's catching up. I'm just trying to work out who that is in front. That's not Stefan. That's Andy Skelton. Oh, he's gone into the back of him. Sven's got that really, really wrong. Luckily, there's no barrier, and that's saved him a little bit. He is waiting, and I should imagine we're going to see Andy Skelton rejoin. So he has rejoined, no problem there. So a little bit of an off-road excursion there. Krista was going slow, and that's allowed, as you can see there, Christopher to pass him. So I think that's where before he went wide, and he's now allowed. He's either allowed Christopher to pass him, or he's made another mistake. It was showing him going slow, but it didn't show a yellow. So if he's gone slow, it doesn't indicate he's gone off track, whereas it was showing a yellow, it means he's gone off track. Okay, so I'll put the timing time up, and what I will do is I'll change this, so what we can do is we can see the gap between them. Okay, so you can see quite clearly what the gaps are now between each of the drivers. A gap that's highlighted in red, that is against Stefan Buckley, indicates that the closing on the car in front. So this is Stefan putting pressure on Andreas. Is he going to get a good run? No, he's not making any. Now, Carlo's gone off. In fact, there's cars going off everywhere. Christopher's gone off in front. So Carlo's gone off. And I think he's lost a place there. And yet Mark Christopher's just getting his pace back. But he definitely went off. And you can see there now Krista has got the run on him. As you can see though, Mark's defending there. He's got the inside line. He's going to stop Krista from catching him. Christopher and Krista. That's one to say, isn't it? Wow, it's all full of action quite early on. Yeah, a couple of comments from the chat. Just got to try and find out where I'm up to. Yeah, Steve Howell's a fine spoon so hard. It's one of them corners, Steve, that I always found was the one that loses you the race, if I'm being brutally honest. The first thing I realised was to get the braking point, so I've learnt where my braking point is now. And the second way is how to take the corner. I know that sounds really stupid to say, but as I said before on the track intro, there's lots of different ways to take the corner. From my perspective, I do take the corner quite wide, but cut on the inside. That seems to give me most performance. But if you go in too late with your braking point, you will lose time. Andreas is going slow. He's just been passed by Philippe Sauvage. So I think, I don't know if Andreas has made a mistake, but we did see that coming before. And they're still putting pressure on the two Canadians of Michelle and Jeremy. Back on board with Krista. Jump to Krista, sorry. Krista's putting pressure still on Mark Christopher. And as you can see there, Mark Christopher's gone wide, coming out of spoon. And that's what I meant about get your angle wrong and it will make or break your time. And you can see now Carlo's going to try and go for it, although that would take a brave man to go around the outside. Yeah, and you can see there Krista's well made the time up. In fact, Carlo backed out there. It's showing me that he's backed out compared to his lap times. But this is allowing Mark Stevens to catch further up. And as you can see, it's also allowing Tony Whitten, the two orange Ferraris, to join up as well. I do believe they've got a skin coming, but it's just not ready yet. I don't know if that's Nikos' job or they're doing it themselves, but apparently they are working on a skin together. Okay, deep breath, bit of fluid. And let's see where we go with the with 39 minutes to go. So I think the pit opens after 20 minutes. I could be wrong. And it's open for 10 minutes. So you've really got to work out the balance. You go in with light fuel and do the second stint heavy, or do you go in with heavy and do the second stint lighter, if you know what I mean, coming out of the pits. It's all about getting the balance right, really, and when you go into the pits. So we're on board at the moment, or we're driving with Carlo. See how it looks from the back of Mark's car with the nice PWS cleaning equipment logo. Andy Skelton's just passed Uwe Weibusch. Uwe Weibusch went off and went a little bit wide. Just seems to be just easing off a little bit. Just going to go to just go show you what's happening at the front. Chris Bourne's now 3.5 seconds ahead. As you can see, the fantastic liveried Lexus there. And fantastic jobs on these liveries, as I said. Really, really great to be part of such a great group who can come up with design ideas and make things look like that. Jump next to is David Gerrard. David Gerrard had that absolutely astounding pole with a 2.008 which was the first, second time under 2 minutes and 1. So that's a real eye-opener for what is going to become an interesting race on Sunday in Group 1. Behind him by 1.8 seconds, you can just see there, we've got Lars in the Swedish colours of the McLaren. Krista is gaining. Ooh, he's not quite got the drive. Carlo's trying to get the pair of them. He's not going to make it. So Mark Christopher's managed to take Krista again. This battle is to-ing and fro-ing all the way through. I think this is going to be with us from the end. Philip Savage has gone wide, as has Sven. So, yeah, as he hit the barrier, damaged his car there. He's got himself going again. He's done that in... he's obviously over-rotated the car coming out of 130R there. Looking at where he's situated the car there. As we can see here, we've still got pressure from the Lamborghini of Carlo, who's sitting right behind Krista. Hi Gurren, welcome to the stream. Yep, Team Burning Moose, that's it. I will say, Gurren, they look fantastic together on track. They seem to be doing synchronised racing at the moment. Carlo seems to make a lot of time under braking, but then seems to lose it. Although he's managed to keep it here, so I don't know whether that's as a result of Krista getting a bad drive. But this will sort him out. Get into the hairpin. So you can see the difference there. Different lines into the hairpin. Up to Spoon is going to really getting the angle right going in and out of Spoon will determine who gets a good run on the straight that has no name, shall we say, coming out of Spoon from corner 14 to corner 15. You can see the different angles. Krista's got a good angle there. Yeah, you can see the gap difference there. Straight away you could see the difference in angle of attack into that corner. And that's allowed Krista to gain as well on Mark Christopher in front. Although, if Mark doesn't make a mistake now and outbrake himself, I think he's going to be hard to pass. I'll be careful on that curb. He can get a track warning. Great braking for Krista there, but he can go too deep. He just got away with that one. I thought his braking was very late there. No, we've not lost the driver, Derek. Everyone is still on the grid. We started with 19 because Harrison's PC isn't working and Harrison's teaming up with Krista. So consequently, we are a man down. There should be two, obviously, for each team. So Krista's the only American represented Aston Martin as we speak. He was having PSU problems on his PC, I believe. So his PC is not too healthy. But he'll get it sorted, I'm sure, and he will be back. Okay, where else is there action? Okay, let's just go back a little bit. It looks like the battle between Jeremy and Stefan's eased off a little bit now. It's down to over a second and a half. Jeremy's currently running in the 203s. Stefan's running in the 204s, interestingly enough. That tells me that Jeremy is actually running much, much quicker on a lap-by-lap basis. So it does beg the question, why is he not catching him and passing him? The board is the board is showing 19 cars, and there are 19 cars on track. I think the board shows a maximum of 20, but depending on who you're highlighting, it moves up and down accordingly. But it'll only show 20 cars at any point in time. Yeah, Jeremy's now closed in a little bit. I might just jump to the back a little bit here because we've got the brothers having a go at each other. I don't think there's team orders between them. Whoa, someone's gone really wide there. Where have they gone? Onto the grass. So that was the Vibush brothers. Called the Crazy Brothers. That's their team name. But wow, that was certainly a visit off track, shall we say. And he's got it all to do. Bit of track information here now. As you can see, Kai has caught up to Tony. Tony has caught up to Mark. Oh, that's close. So we've got the two orange Ferraris and we've got the two Danish Bentleys together now. So let's see how this pans out over the next couple of laps. I don't know whether the two Ferraris made a mistake, but this is great. We've got synchronised Ferraris and we've got synchronised Bentleys. Absolutely brilliant the way this is all panning out. And having the same colour schemes makes it actually a lot easier to work out the teams rather than working out what car's who. The only difference we've got is Stefan and Carlo. They're using different coloured cars, but obviously for the next race I'm sure they can get that sorted. They should be red, white, and red, silver, and blue. But Stefan's I think is showing a silver. Right, just jumping forward. Carlo is putting pressure again on Krista. Tony's putting pressure on Mark Stevens just behind. This is going to start building up here, and I think we're going to end up with 4 or 5 cars coming into the same frame as they race. There is a bit of a gap, but I think it's starting to close down a little bit. Again, Carlo's got a good run out, but he seems to struggle getting into this bend. Bend 12 and then into Spoon. Krista seems to have Spoon nailed. Robert, it's a team race. Yeah, you can just see the difference there again. Although this time you can see the Lambo's got a great run. Has he got enough? Is he going to get the power down? It's quite a good straight that, but he needs a bit more, I feel. And you can see Krista's gone a little bit defensive there, just to stop him getting the line. Oh, he doesn't want to get his tyres on the dirt. You can see there Krista's managed to keep it together. Fantastic. Mark Krista was going a little bit slow, although he's not much time, so I presume he outbroke himself into a corner. Never quite went off. Right, I'm going to jump back to the Crazy Brothers who are racing. They're at it again, and one of them's gone wide again. So there's certainly going to be no love lost around their kitchen table, is there, when they're having a meal later on? Pair of them battling each other. Go back to Carlo. Carlo's putting pressure, as you can see there, on Krista still. This is going on all the time. Terry's just saying he's loving the paint job. To be fair, Terry, there's quite a few decent paint jobs flying around on here. That's a stock one, in other words. Oh! Krista's gone off. And he's hit the barrier. Has he got damage? That could be disastrous, because there was quite a gap between him and Mark Stevens, and Mark Stevens is now clawing that gap back. He's already gained a second. As you can see there, the 2 Ferraris are coming. That second Ferrari was bouncing all over the place. And you can see the big brute Bentleys are coming at it as well. That's Tony Whitten, and you can see there the 2 Bentleys are putting pressure on the Ferraris. Wow. Looks great, doesn't it, when they're all together? You can just see the teams and the teamwork going on. And as you can just see there, the pit window's now been open. So it was open bang on 30 minutes, and it's open for 10 minutes. Oh, Kenneth's gone wide there. Tony Whitten's also gone a little bit wide. Oh, his back end's gone. Are we going to see Kai take him? Kai's going up the inside, and he's going to make the pass very easy there. Kai's made the pass on Tony Whitten, and Kai's now going to hunt down Mark Stevens. The question is now, is Kenneth going to do the same? And is he going to close down? And you can see Kenneth's getting very close there to Tony. And we've had a car wide. Who's that who's just gone wide there? It's Mr. Savage. I think he's retiring. He's gone off a few times now. And there they are, the 2 Ferraris are pitting. And you can see the pitting behind the PWS car of I'm trying to work out who's pitting there. So we've already got 2 cars pitting. Michelle's gone off. He's just got himself back going again. And as the pits are coming into play now, it'll be interesting to see where everybody comes out. Getting your pit stop right and actually carrying out your pit stop is crucial in this. Absolutely crucial. So what I'm going to do is change the display just to show you the pit stops, so we can indicate whether a pit stop's been carried out or not. Obviously, if they do it wrong, it's not going to register. But this will tell us who's managed to successfully manage their pit strategy and get the pit strategy working. Oh, and we've got another Vibush. Are you related, Volker, to Sven and Uwe? And the Crazy Brothers must have had a family argument. Well, they've certainly been battling with each other. Yeah, that's the same question I was asking Uwe. Volker, is that another one of the Vibush? Wow. Uwe is my father and Sven is my uncle. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, welcome to the stream. Hopefully you enjoy yourself. So the pits have just come into play really now. As you can see, we've had a couple of the guys who are now at the back who have carried out their pits. Michelle's... I don't know if Michelle's having a bit of a problem. It's just shown up as yellow. I don't know whether he went wide, actually. He has made his pit. So this goes back to something I said. There's been a change. Lars has passed David, but only because David has pitted. Okay, so up at the front, Lars is 7 seconds behind Chris Bourne. Chris Bourne's just getting on with it. No hassle. He's just doing it. And we can see now Kai's pulling into the pits. He's getting his pit stop done. You don't want to stop and go penalty and speed into the pits. That's your worst nightmare. So that's put Kenneth into 4th place, but obviously he's yet got to pit. Andreas was going slow there. Stefan Buckley staying out. He's obviously going long. Now, I do think someone the other day, it might have been David Gerrard. He tried to push his pits to the last possible minute and missed it. Oh, we've got a bit of a interesting display in the pits there, where it looks like there's a bit of blocking going on. That's not the case. He actually ghosted in the pits, but it does look like the Danish car is stopping the Lambo. David Gerrard's just coming out the pits again now. Okay, so Uwe is obviously making a lot of ground up now because he's not pitting as it stands. So Uwe's now up to 7th place. Sven's gone into the pits, so you know, I think most people are now starting to run through the pits. We can still see there's a number of drivers who haven't yet fulfilled the pits, but as time goes on, we can see drivers coming out the pits who have fulfilled their pit stop strategy. So this should really level itself out a little bit. Let's see where it goes afterwards when all the pits are done and dusted. We've still got a couple of cars not pitted. Chris Bourne's now in the pits. Lars is on his pit inroad. So obviously Chris Bourne is rolling. That means Mark Christopher is also in the pits. No, sorry. Yeah, he's coming into the pits. And Kenneth Lingham is now, as he comes here, he's either going to pit or he's going to end up leading the race for a short period of time before he pits. And he's coming into pits as well. Is Stefan going to pit? He is indeed. Okay, so I think that will be all, with the exception of, I was going to say one of the Wybush brothers. Everyone will have pitted at that point in time. Well, this is a case of who's going to get out fast. We've got Lars, you can see there just behind, and we've got Chris Bourne just behind. So I'm expecting Chris to move the first. And you can see there, we've got Kenneth just coming in behind. Chris is first to go. I would then expect Lars to follow. Is he going to follow? Right, somebody has, car 823 has had a stop and go. So Krista, who was on an absolute flyer, had a stop and go for speeding in the pit lane. And that's put him right down the grid now. So he's really battling. So in effect, he's done 2 pit stops, which is a bit of a shame when you consider how well he was doing. That's unfortunate, but that is the nature of the beast. You have got to get your stopping point absolutely spot on. You roll a wheel while you've not got your limiter on, and you will get penalised. Wow, deep breath. Still showing a couple of drivers' pits not complete, but they're the ones that are currently in the pits. And I think as this evens itself out, it's going to be as it was. So you can see there, Kai is now in 5th place. He's 12 seconds behind Mark Christopher. I'm sure the gap was closer than that before. Andreas is putting pressure on Eric, the French Ferrari. Let's see if Andreas can pass. Oh, 2 into 1 doesn't go. That to me looked like Eric wasn't going into the pits. Let me just have a quick replay on that. because Eric's angle wasn't. He was going in the pits, and that just looked like, from what I could see, only one car was entering the pits there. You can see he's all over the back of him here. There's no indication that these two are pitting. Andreas has already pitted. Oh no, he's pitting now, isn't he, as a result of this? Right, that to me looks like Eric was about to pit, and consequently he got his angle wrong going into the pits, and that led to the impact. So that's allowed Andreas out, and Eric was in the pits, so you can see that. That's just a shame. It looked in an accident, the fact that I thought Eric was carrying on, but when you look at the clock, he'd have been pushing it. Okay, so Volker's just saying what age he races at. You're currently 34. So are you classed as an alien, Volker? Just to give you an indication, I don't know if you saw qualifying. One of the guys did a 2:00.8, and in fact Chris Bourne, just so you're aware, has done a 2:01.4 in race trim, and that's over half a second quicker than David Gerard behind him. I'll change the view again now, just so we can see what the nation is. Okay. Andy Garrard, he didn't put his indicator on. I was going to say, if it's a BMW, they don't have them, but it wasn't a BMW. Oh, okay. Right, I'm just going to jump to Tony. Tony's putting a bit of pressure on his race colleague here. I don't know if they're under strict instructions not to pass each other. Robert's just saying this team format with pits is the most exciting racing in eSeniors. Well, it's not over yet. We still have 20 minutes of racing to go, and the pit window's more or less closing. But I am seeing every driver's made a pit stop. I've seen Carlo has made 2. Has Carlo had a problem with his pits? Christa's had 2, but we know he had a stop and go, and Andreas has had 2. So maybe Andreas wasn't pitting. I don't know. 3 drivers have made 2 pit stops. Interesting. Wow. I'm just trying to look at the lap times here and see what's going on in relation to the performance of the cars. Obviously, when you make a pit stop, your delta starts again on your fastest lap. So although I can see the fastest lap, you can see there David Gerrard's just did a 2:01.0 on his new tyres. Darren's just saying the PWS boys are free to race, no management. Jeremy's going much quicker than he was previously as well. It's showing Tony Whitten as a white flag. That means he's interesting. I didn't see him going any slower than normal. Maybe he broke a little bit, so he didn't hit Mark Stevens there. Kai is 8 seconds up the road here, so Kai's really got the grips of the 2 Ferraris, and Kenneth is 3 seconds behind. So the Ferraris are between a Bentley sandwich at the moment. Andreas is going slow and has gone off track. I'm trying to work out if there's damage on his car. And he's now looking like he's going to get hassle from Uwe. Uwe's putting him under pressure in the other McLaren. Is he going to go for the pass? No, he's not. Hard place to pass, Spoon, to be honest. It's all about the drive out here. Is he going to get a good drive out? And you can see there that Andreas has got a good drive out. And I would expect him to pull away a little bit from here. So let's just see if he's going to pull away. You can see there Uwe's, you can see him in the front, but he's just not making headway at all. Someone who is making headway is Jeremy. He's putting a lot of pressure on Stefan here. If he gets a good run out of Spoon, I do feel he's going to take him. Come on, cameraman, sort your act out. There you go. These are running really, really close. He's not too close, Nikos. If you've ever raced with Jeremy, he's very, very safe actually. And he sat like that behind me on Monday till my fuel didn't work for a good 2 or 3, 4 laps. No issue at all. So it's just it's being aware, really. Expect where the other person's going to brake. Yeah, John, you're right. The pits can lose you so much time, and it can really, move you up and down the grid. Krista is putting pressure on Andy Skelton. But Krista's got himself sorted now. He's had his stop and go, and I expect Krista to make a move at some point. Where I don't know. He's coming up to the hairpin now, so this isn't a passing place. Getting the angle coming out the corner is really important, and as you can see there, Krista's got that angle really well. He didn't get the power down enough. So what he's going to do is he's going to go into spoon, and it's all about your angle of attack coming out with spoon from this perspective. You can see just how far Andy's managed to get the power down there and pull away. Andy's doing a good angle there, very good angle. Andy's got the better run there. You can see Krista's just gone a little bit too wide, and Andy's driven away even further there. Back with Jeremy. Jeremy's still putting pressure on Stefan. He's got a very good run here looking at it actually, but the S's is not a place to pass unless the driver goes off. You'd be an absolute lunatic to try and pass in the S's. You've got a potential passing point coming up here now in the Dunlop curve, but you'd really need to have the other driver obeying the rules, because if they go wide they will have to go slow, and you can always go up the inside. And obviously the Degner curve there is a very tricky one into corner 9. This is going to take us again into the hairpin, and it's business as usual. And Krista's got business as usual as well. In fact, Krista had passed Andy Skelton, and something went wrong. In fact, they have made contact. Let's just see what's gone on. I don't know what happened there or who hit who, but I am seeing contacts being made. So just let for the replay to come back, and let's see what's happened. So you can see Krista's getting a good run here. I wouldn't say it's good enough to go for the pass. He's going for the dive down the inside. He was very lucky they both didn't get took out there. Very, very lucky. That could have easily have put one of them in the barrier, and that would have been a shame, because they're both having a good race. Krista's coming back from a stop and go, and I think Andy's just having a good race really. In general, a good consistent race, as he has been doing recently. But he's not going to give up. Krista's having another go. I just hope he gets his braking points a little bit right here. I mean, that was never going to work. He was too far behind. He would have really wanted Andy to back out and go wide there, but that was never going to happen. Andy definitely had trap position. He's sliding the car there a little bit, Andy. But he has got it again. He's going to get the drive out. And Krista's got a good run here as well. Volker's just saying there's two places. This is one of them, Volker. And obviously the start finish straight. They're the safe bets. Now look at the run Krista's got here. Is he going to make that stick, really? That was going to be close. That was going to be really close. I was ready to close my eyes for that one. Andy Cardard, anywhere and everywhere, if you're an eSenior. Obviously, Andy's just speaking from his own experience. That doesn't reflect on anybody else. Sorry, Andy. Jeremy's still putting pressure on Stefan, but because he's not getting the drive on the straights, he ain't going to pass him. And that's just the unfortunate part of this. It's not going to stick. I'm going to stick back with Krista here, because Krista's putting huge amounts of pressure on Andy. He's not flinching, Andy, at all. I know Andy and Chris Bourne are in the chat together. Okay, and Krista's going a little bit wide occasionally, or he's putting his brakes on. Oh, he's getting very close here, very close. I'm going to go to the helicam. You can see just how close. This is not a passing place though. The hairpin works, Volker, if they go deep or they go wide and you've got the run up the inside, but it's very, very risky. The chicane, you'd have to be nuts, I think it's fair to say. Anybody trying it on the chicane are either looking to hit the curb and overtake the car through the air, or end up hitting the car. That would just be a madness move. That's backed off a little bit now. I'm gonna jump back to that in a minute. I'm just gonna just do a quick rundown of the grid, just so we get to see everybody. But you can see Chris Bourne now is starting to catch cars up. I'll be very surprised if that's Lars, as Lars is third. So that's going to be Andreas. So he's already started passing to the cars. Krista has made it stick, and you can see now, in fact, it's been made stick as a result of an incident. And what you didn't see is I saw Krista give it back. So I think Krista's caused this incident again here, and consequently made contact. Or has he tried to do what Volker said? Is he going to try and take him on the chicane? He's got a cracking run out of there, but he's just never going to make it. That's a difficult one to call, that. He got alongside, but that is not a passing place. I personally don't think it's a passing place anyway. Okay, and we're back live, and you can see they're still at it. Hammer and tongue. Great racing, though. Oh, he's got a good runner here. He's not going around the outside. Oh, he doesn't want to go on the grass. Yeah, he's right off. Oh, and Andy's gone wide. He's going to give the place. Oh, he's made it. And Krista's got the position now, but again, he's gone wide. I don't think this is done and dusted yet. Don't forget, they're on relatively new tyres as well. And there's 11 minutes to go. Oh, he's made a mistake, and Vibush is going to pass him here. Let's just jump back a car. And Vibush has passed him. So Andy, unfortunately, has lost 2 places, and Sven has passed Andy. Great move. Wow. I will say, Sven's been sat there a couple of laps now, and you've seen him getting closer and closer and closer, waiting for his opportunity, and he took it. I think Uwe's just said in the chat, always hoping the guy in front is going off, and I think that's the perfect example of what's happened there. And Tony Whitten's gone off, and it looks like Kenneth's made it stick. Oh God, Kenneth made it stick off track. He's doing a bit of rallying, Kenneth. Well, then again, he is Swedish. I suppose it's par for the course. Right, I'm going to just jump back a step, because Jeremy's still putting pressure on Stefan here. He's going to be sit to the back teeth of that Lamborghini logo, isn't he? Oh, he's got a good run here. Is he going to make it stick? He's got a good drive, but that Lambo's got power. All depends on what downforce he's running. He's never going to make it stick here now into the hairpin. Hi Petri, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Robert, how he kept that and didn't get the car to slide is beyond me. I thought he's going to be spinning into the wall, and yet he did it, and then kept it going into the second corner as well. Yeah, Jeremy's really struggling passing Stefan here. Andy Skelton is really struggling now. I was going to say, I wonder if he changed his tyres, but the mandatory, so he must have done. I wonder whether that going off track is just what you just referred to there, Andy. You make a mistake and it takes you a couple of laps to shake it off, and I wonder whether Andy's just shaking it off. You know, what you're saying there is right, but they've also got the back markers coming up. You can see now David Gerrard is catching these guys, so he's going to have to try and go through the field as well. He's 6.8 seconds behind Chris Bourne at this point. Great having you guys in the chat, by the way. It's nice to have some two-way interaction. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm speaking to the telly, if you know what I mean. Like you used to do when you were a kid. I wonder why the telly's not speaking back. So I do appreciate it, and the fact that you're all chat as well. Tony Whitten's putting pressure back on Kenneth again now, so I'll jump back to that battle. And I think Kenneth might have gone a little bit wide, actually, or he's been off-roading again, because that's the place he looks like he likes off-roading. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time there, Tony, now. Andy Skelton's gone off again. I think he's actually left. That will be. I'm just trying to think who that's going to be. Mark Christopher passed. Well, David Gerrard is has just passed. Sorry, actually it was David Gerrard. His left pass there. Uwe has gone off, and Andy Skelton's managed to pass him again. Oh, you can see he's putting his brakes on. The car's going nowhere there. Massive understeer. It looked like his wheels locked up as if he's not got any ABS. I wonder if we can see that from inside his car. Is he running ABS or not? Yeah, he's got ABS set to 4. Interesting that. He did look like he managed to lock the wheels up. So Andreas is now catching. Oh, Sven's gone really wide there and deep. So Andreas, whatever he was struggling with before, he seems to have shook it off as well. I think it's that thing, a couple of laps, you need a couple of laps to get yourself sorted. And in fact, you can see there, I think it's, is it David Gerrard is catching all the back markers now. Uwe's gone off again. He's just getting himself going. I don't think he's hit a barrier or anything. We had 2 cars with stop and goes actually. We said Carlo, didn't we? Both Carlo and Krista, 2 of the Group 1 racers, both had stop and goes. Carlo is in 12th and he's 18 seconds behind Michelle. So I think his lap times aren't too bad actually. I mean, they're not in league with the front guys. Although he's lapping much quicker than Chris Bourne, it's fair to say. He's just too far behind. Krista is now getting lapped. As you can see, they're starting to lap him. And yeah, I think there's a couple of cars starting to lap. Lars is going slow, but I don't know if that's just back markers causing it. Lars is currently running in 3rd place. Mark Stevens is saying he's going slow, as is Mark Christopher, which doesn't make sense at all. I think that's telling me a bit of a porky pie, to be honest. Jeremy is still putting pressure on Stefan, as you can see there. This battle is the battle that just keeps on giving. I think it's fair to say. Yeah. What was it you were saying before, Nikos? He's driving too close. Oh, and there's one of the Vibush brothers. I can't work out. That's Uwe who's off there. So Uwe's gone off, and they've now lapped him. So they're starting to lap cars from position 10 now. But I will say the back markers look like they've done an exemplary job here. Kenneth's gone wide again. Don't know if he's done a bit of off-roading. Yeah, he is running again. Uwe's giving into back markers now. He's getting the blue flags, you can quite clearly see there. Ben's been off track, or again, I'm not too sure whether he's waiting for back markers. You can see the back markers are catching up as well now in relation to that. So let's just quickly back to the front. You can see there we've got Chris Bourne currently flying away in the front. Say flying away, he is actually 7 seconds ahead of David Gerrard in the PWSE sports car. If we look at where Lars is, Lars has done a fantastic job in the Swedish themed McLaren of Team Burning Moose. Mark Christopher, another one of the PWSE sports cars, when he comes around the corner, is currently 4th. So the points haul at the moment is certainly going to Team PWS. So the PWS management team are going to be so excited with the points haul they've got the potential of taking here, if they can see this through to the end with 4 minutes to go. Kai Schaefer in one of the Demon Bentleys, the the Danish Bentley, having another good run there. Mark Stevens in one of the Ferraris, as you can see there. We've got Kenneth, who's being given grief by Tony in the other orange Ferrari. So as you can see, they're just basically following each other around at the moment. Stefan is getting pressure from Jeremy, lap after lap after lap. Andy Skelton's managed to pass both of the Vibush brothers by the looks of it, or at least one of them. We're on board with Jeremy now. You can see Jeremy still putting pressure on Stefan, but not really making any headway. Michelle's 5 seconds down the road in the other Canadian-themed FEY Forever Young Aston Martin in the Crazy Canucks team. We've got Carlo in the red, white and blue Lamborghini colours of Team West Coast. Krista Hjort in Team USA in the American-themed Aston Martin. He had a stop and go, so he's done really well to get where he is on track, and he's also had to keep letting drivers back because of little bumps here and there. Andreas in the other Swedish-themed McLaren from Team Burning Moose. Andy Skelton, let's wait for him to come round, is in Team GB in one of the Lexuses, partnering Chris Bourne. Sven Weibusch in the black and green McLaren of Team Crazy Brothers. We've got Uwe, the other black and green McLaren from the Crazy Brothers. And we've got Philippe Sauvage in the French-themed Ferrari. And finally, Eric Langlois in the other French team Ferrari. So we've got 2 minutes to go. That's a rundown of the grid. There's no immediate battles. The closest battle on track is a mixture between Tony catching Kenneth and Jeremy catching Stefan. Okay, so you can see there the gaps really aren't coming to much. So if there's going to be an active move, they've got basically 1 lap to get it done in. Uwe saying, just read a bit of the chat. Yeah, Andy, it's been a clean race actually. A couple of little taps here and there, nothing major. Stefan's getting better and better. He is. He's definitely been something I've noticed. Certainly in the group races as well. He's becoming more consistent, and he's actually getting quicker as well. Andy Goddard saying, or as Melvin once said, his wife may be driving. Well, he's not driving into the fence, so in his defence, pardon the pun, it's probably him. Okay, so we're not on yet. Are we on the last lap yet? I'm just trying to work out. No, we're not going to be on the last lap. I think we've got another lap to go. So there's going to be 1 or 2 people panicking at this point, as in racers, because if they filled the car to go this number of laps, they're going to have to do another lap. And for those who were aware of the race yesterday, I believe some people did run out of fuel. So let's see if anyone's turning down the gas, or if anyone's going to run short and not make it. We will find out very, very soon. Okay. Come on, Andy. His wife might be getting better. That's very, as you've said there, that's naughty, Andy. That's really naughty. So the fastest lap is going to go to David Gerrard with a 2:01.0, followed by Lars with a 2:01.4, and Chris Bourne with a 2:01. Chris Bourne has actually, that lap was enough. He's made it. I missed that. David Gerrard, second place. Lars Eklund in third place. Mark Christopher. Oh, you can see one of the Weibusch cars has spun there. Mark Christopher's coming over to make it a 2 and a 4th place for Team PWS. There you go, Mr. Newton. Kai coming round. Great run for the Danish team here, or the hybrid team, shall I say, the Danish and the German team. Kai's been exemplary, absolute perfection on this drive. Mark Stephen coming over in the orange Porsche. Sorry, the orange Ferrari. It's not a Porsche, it's a Ferrari. My mistake. And then he's going to be followed closely by Kenneth Lingham. And there you can see Kenneth coming over. Tony Whitten behind. And then Stefan Buckley has kept Jeremy at bay the whole race. Absolutely fantastic. We weren't going to do driver of the day, but it does look like we've got a couple of well, there's a vote for Stefan for driver of the day, and you know what, I'm inclined to agree. He really kept it together in this race, and it did allow him to keep ahead. And that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow is the GT4. That will be getting streamed by Juan, and it's taking place at the same track with mandatory pit stops. So once again, thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. And at this point, I'm going to bid you good day and take care.